Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. It is a Sunday evening, and I am out here having a bowl of pipe tobacco. Not too much, just a little bit. I've quit cigarettes and I quit vaping. I hit up that Zyn every once in a while, but I'm just slowly weaning myself off of nicotine. And so far, I'm not really jonesing for it too bad. Um, First couple days were rough, because you get up in the morning and it's just like you expect, you got that, that hand to mouth, like kind of oral fixation or whatever you want to call it. I try to describe it in a way that doesn't make people giggle, but it's just like you're so used to having that vape right there, that doesn't look good. But you used to having a smoke, cigarette or something like that. But I get up in the morning, I don't do nothing. I go out and get a coffee. I sit for a little while, have some breakfast, a couple hours into my day. If I'm feeling it, if I'm jonesing, I'll have a Zyn, only one Zyn. I know, guys, there's a couple podcast bros out there. I won't say their names, but they're just like, oh, bro, you gotta pack like four Zyns. You need like 24 milligrams of nicotine. It's like, bro, I don't want to. First off, I'm not sure what the health implications of Zyns even are. I know that they've been banning online sales, not for health reasons, but because there was that policy about flavored like nicotine products or whatever that I don't remember who passed that. Was that Congress or the Senate or whatever? But I guess there's some static about that. So Zins, you can't really get them online, but they still sell them at gas stations. So that's where I've been getting them. But I buy about 1 tin a day. It lasts me. I don't know. It depends. I do about it's 15 of them in there. I do like 7, 8 a day. So I usually double up on them just in case. But I don't know. I'm not taking them as much as I used to. I'm waiting longer between them. So I think my nicotine thing is kind of going away a little bit, which is good because man, I'm just all the money I was spending on that stupid shit. Over all the vape mods and shit. That's how I got started with the fucking nicotine. Was I started using a vape mod. I don't know why I did it. I was in my 30s. I'm just like, oh, it's time for me to get addicted to nicotine. I guess. I mean, I passed all these other milestones. Time to fuck my lungs up, I guess. But I remember I had that vape mod, and it was really expensive. It cost me like $170. This is back in 2016, and that was when there was still kind of a new, like vape mods were still kind of a new thing. I don't know how long vaping's really been around. I'm not very educated on the history of vaping. You'll have to excuse me, but I think Juul was around back then. I don't remember, but this is before the disposables um, were really as ubiquitous as they are. I remember like the first like those. Remember those like skinny breeze disposables with like 800 plus. Those would last you maybe a couple days, a couple 3 days if you didn't hit it too often. I hit that shit so hard; those would last me one day, and they cost like $16. So it's just like I'm not spending twice for a pack of cigarettes. Just this fucking thing. That's how I just got the addictive fucking personality. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, but I remember doing the vape mods and stuff, and you have to buy juice for them. You have to buy coils for them. You got to got to make sure the battery's good. I hear all these stories. I remember I heard this one story that's guys, he had that, I guess the chamber, it comes with, the chamber that on top of the mod, you fill it with the juice, and I guess it exploded on this guy and like gave him a big scar on his face or some shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know what happened there. But you had to do like the ohms and like the voltage and all that stuff. You had to like mess around with the settings, and they've kind of, made it a little more simplified with like some of the other mods I bought. But every mod I bought was a piece of shit though. It's just like they would last me the last one I had for a little over a year. I remember I didn't touch it. I was just like, fuck it, I bought this mod. I spent like $80 on it, and then I used it for a few months, and then after that, I just I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start buying disposables again because I was running out of juice. It was too expensive, and I'd sat for like a few months, and then I started using it again, and then it started leaking on me one day. I put it in my pocket, and it was just like it started leaking. I'm like, I felt this like moisture in my pocket. And I reached down, and it was like I smelled my. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I smelled my fingers, just like that smells like I don't remember what flavor it was. Probably like rainbow, cherry, or candy flavored shit. But I remember it smelled that vape concentrate is so strong, and it's just like, what the hell? So I had to wash the shit out of those pants, and I tossed that mod out. I put an Instagram thing about it. I remember I put it on Instagram. I took a picture of the vape before I threw it out, and I played that Sarah McLachlan "I Will Remember You" song. I got like 3 likes on this. It was an Instagram reel. I got like 3 likes on it, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, I'm just rambling about my vaping now and shit. But I think this is the longest I've gone without a cigarette or vapes in like years, man. I can't remember the last time I abstained from it this long. I was always hitting those vapes up, and they got those mods out there. It costs you 21, 20, 22 bucks, but they come with like 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 puffs. And those would last you 2, 3 weeks, because I was a pretty heavy user. I know guys that can make them last for like a month or so, but I just used them way too often. And it was not very expensive, but it was just, I always needed it though. I was just like so casually using it just over and over again. This fucking vape in my face, over and over again. I'm just like, shit, man. I gotta knock this shit off. I'm gonna get in fucking trouble with this shit. And I remember like so some days I could like I would like I don't know if it was like I was not breathing right. I wake up in the morning and just be like, I'd just be like, it took me a while to catch my breath and just like it was just fucking with me. And I remember I saw this video of this dude who had been vaping in his car for like months, and he had never cleaned out his car. Like he didn't vacuum it out or wipe it down or anything. But I remember the inside of his car on the windows was this like film, this like sticky gooey film from the vape juice, and it was all over his windows. It was like, it wasn't super thick, of course. It was just like this, maybe like a quarter of a millimeter thick or whatever. But I remember someone took a razor and started going down his window with it, and it was just like you'd see it like accumulating on the razor, just like it was nasty. I'm thinking, that's the shit you're putting in your lungs. I mean, is it better for you than tobacco smoke? I don't know. What does the FDA think about this shit? I don't know. But I've been hitting up the Zins pretty much for last couple months. But for a while there, I was hitting up the Zins. I would sit with those, and I would pop them at work, and then I'd be like vaping. I mean, I go for a break and I go like vape in the bathroom, and then hope my boss isn't watching. And then I like at break time I'd like smoke cigarettes. I was doing the vape, the Zins, and the cigarettes. I was buying all that shit, spending way too much money. I was so hopelessly addicted to that shit, man. It was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like punishing my body with nicotine. But all these guys, like, I talk to some right-wing guys every once in a while, and they're always talking about how nicotine is like the anti-soy stimulant or whatever, how it keeps your mind sharp and shit. And they always post pictures of NASA engineers directing the moon landing 50, 60 years ago or whatever. And it's like, oh, they were just on nicotine and coffee. That's all they needed to land a man on the moon and all this shit. And it's just like, bro, there's so much more chemicals now in cigarettes. Not that cigarettes are ever good for you, but there's so much more shit in cigarettes now than there ever was before, back then, back in the 60s. But I was thinking the other day, like, I wonder how much money I've spent on like nicotine products in the last. I started doing it in 2016, so 8 years ago. 8 years of fucking damage, but I mean, just thousands of dollars, maybe even like tens of thousands of dollars spent on that shit, just on shit that was killing me. Shit that I don't know if I mean, it was just like, I would just get so bored. I remember like back when I was younger, I went to go see my doctor, and I remember I was like nervous. I was like biting my nails, and he said, "Hermdo, you can't ever smoke, because if you start smoking, you'll never stop." Because I always had that nervous fixation. I just like, when I get nervous, I start smoking, or I'd be like, I get bored, or I'd start like jonesing for it or something. I don't know, but that's what he told me back then. And it was been so tough to quit that shit. I remember a couple years ago, back during the pandemic, I actually quit smoking cigarettes for like a month. And then I was cleaning my room out, and I pulled this dresser out a little bit. There was a cigarette. I don't know how it got back there. It must have like fallen out of my pack or something. But there was a cigarette sitting behind my dresser. And I remember I picked it up, and I'm just like, well, one more for old time's sake, and then I smoked it, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm hooked again, but I can't do that shit anymore, man. But I don't really desire that. I don't even know if I don't know. Last few months, it's just like, but every once in a while, every smoker, I'm sure, asks themselves, like, do I really enjoy doing this? Is this really enjoyable for me? Do I like smoking? You know, or is it just like, is it just like some psychological thing? Is it just like some repetition thing? Is it like a boredom thing? Is it like some kind of, I don't know. I can't really psychoanalyze it. I don't really know. I'm not any kind of like, I don't, I don't know. Basically, I don't know what the fuck to say. Oh Jesus! See, I'm off nicotine now. Well, see, I'm not taking as much nicotine now, so my mind's not as sharp. I can't fucking think of words I want to use. Oh, but I don't know. It's like what, like the psychological aspect of it, just like doing it over and over again, just like out of boredom, just out of repetition, just to give you like something to do. If you're smoking, you're doing something. But you know, I'm still taking. I got this tobacco blend I borrowed it from my dad. He's taking it easy on tobacco too. He had a little bit of a health scare not too long ago, but you know, I got this blend I got, and I pack about a bowl a day with it, but only, I don't know, only the last couple days, and I'm gonna finish this up. Then I'm probably not gonna touch it again. But I'm trying to be tobacco free, and I still gotta. You know, but if you guys want to rail on me for that, go ahead. Just like, Herb, don't stop smoking tobacco. I'm like, okay. I gotta stop because I gotta stop. I gotta start making some healthier choices. But I am feeling better. I'm breathing better too. You know, I get up in the morning. I'm not just like, you know. I mean, I don't feel like shit anymore. I'm not coughing up shit. You know, I remember when I was smoking those cigarettes. You know, I get all this like I'd blow my nose, and it would be all this like tobacco shit in there. It was gross. You know, I mean, like, or I'd get it in my beard. And my beard would be like dyed yellow from just like all the nicotine, just like deposits in there. It was nasty. It was gross, you know. And oh, I couldn't do that. I can't do that shit to myself anymore, man. I'm pushing 40 now. I'm an overweight guy. I can't be doing that. Somebody left me a comment on one of my other videos, talking about how you know, I mean, if you're worried about, you know, your life, you know, being fat and smoking cigarettes, that's a good way to shorten it. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. Another guy said I was low T. Another guy said I was insulin resistant. So hey, a lot of medical professionals in my comment section, but hey, that's fine. That's fine. If I couldn't take negativity, if I couldn't take honesty or criticism, I wouldn't be on YouTube. You know, it is what it is. I'm not mad about it or anything. The hell, I appreciate it now. You know, as long as it's constructive. You know, as long as you're trying to build somebody up a little bit. But you got to be harsh. You got to face the harsh truths, man. You got to do that. You got to be able to, you know, accept like, hey, this is a fucking shitty habit to be involved with. I got to knock this shit off. Like right now, I'm kind of jonesing for nicotine a little bit more. It's been about maybe 40 minutes since I've had a Zyn. So I'm going to try to push that back, just like kind of, you know, cleanse myself of the desire for nicotine. Just kind of like every time I take one, I wait a little bit while longer until I take the next one. You know, I can't be one of these guys. I see these dudes, I don't, like Zyn, it's like, the way they advertise, the way some of these guys fucking talk about it, the guys do ads for it, it's just like, it's this amazing, incredible thing that's not addictive at all. It's fun, it's delicious, it's whatever, it's awesome, but you know, that shit's, it's nasty stuff, man. The way I see people using it, it's just like, you pop one in, you wait for a few minutes, or you're supposed to keep them in there for like an hour. But you take it out, you put a new one in, just like, they're like chain zinning or something. And then the guys that like I mentioned earlier, they pack like multiple Zins. It's just like, what the fuck? And there's all this other stuff called Breakers. There's this company called On that makes them. You get 3 tins of those for $8. I'm thinking maybe I'll go that route. But, oh, shit, I don't know. But this is like day 3, no cigarettes, I think this marks 1 week since I last vaped. I think the last time I vaped was last Sunday. If I'm not mistaken, I just kind of quit one day. I should start, like, writing this shit down, but, yeah, I'm trying to be healthier, too. I'll make another video about that shit, but, that's all I got for you guys for right now. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys are struggling with nicotine addiction or which ways. If we can get a discussion going. If you want to leave a comment about how you were addicted to nicotine, you were smoking cigarettes or whatever, and you quit. Hey, if you got any helpful advice, leave it in the comment section down below. If you can share it, I can make another video talking about it. But that's all I got for you guys for right now. I will talk to you guys later.